If you were with us at last year's celebration, you heard the story of Christy and her family. Moving Christy's family to a big and better place was a big challenge. But after prayer and asking for God's favor, the FaithWorks team moved and planned as if everything depended upon them. The results? We were blessed to experience an even greater miracle. Christy's family is living, and what Christy would describe in her own words could only be a dream. Let's hear how she describes it.
So come August last year, I believe it was the middle of August, it was Dan who texted me and said, "Are you home?" I said, "No, I'm at work." He's like, "Well, I need you to get home. I found you a place. I need you to come take a look." He goes, "I'll send you the address." So he sends me this address to 184 Dogwood, and the owner was still here, who I knew lived here because I've always loved her house and we've always driven by it. So I come down here and him and Roger were here. This house is gorgeous. I've only seen the outside, and I've seen the owner, you know, we've hung out at the pool and stuff, and she's always asked about Blake and what's going on with Blake. And so you go from this single wide trailer that's falling apart, the roof's leaking, floor's caving in. My son can't move around in his wheelchair. He can't do. I'm sleeping on a couch. Dan texts me and says, "Here's the number to the lockbox. Go get your keys." And I come down here thinking it was still not real. I put in the lockbox code and get the keys, and the house was empty and it was mine. How do you thank someone for giving you a home, for fixing your teeth, for fixing my car so that to have a home where I can put Blake in the tub safely and not have to lift him? To have a laundry room that's not in a hallway where everything's hanging up and not knowing if the floor is going to cave in, the washing machine's going to go through. To a tub he can actually take a step and get in and have room. To have a dishwasher. Now if my kids can just empty it, we would be set, but that's okay. We'll take the good with the bad. But to be able to come out here and, as you can see, mow my grass, put flowers out here, to call the place my own. So we go on these trips to Philadelphia very often, probably once every couple months. It's very expensive. It's very hard to do. But to hear your kids in the car say they cannot wait to get home to sleep in their own bed is amazing feeling. To have my daughter go to prom this year and have an after party at my house and have kids here sleeping over is something we never had with these. We never had that. The kids were, we didn't have a house to be proud of. So to have that is huge to us. And I'm so thankful.
We've all been pretty crammed in there, and then this house we're all spread out. We all do our own thing now. Less fighting with my brothers because we're not so close, but it's a lot better. I was really embarrassed of that house because it was really small, and my brothers would mess with us because there wasn't a lot of room in that house. So this one, I'm more comfortable. I'm proud to show everyone my house. Everyone compliments how beautiful it is. I'm like, oh, thank you guys. Like, I know it's great.
So now it's not just FaithWorks, it's kind of family to us, and that's what we are. We're just a family. In any way I can pay it forward, I'm 100% on board.
Earlier this year, we had the privilege of meeting Christina. What is confirmed by this story is that giving a helping hand, a brighter place to live, a hug, and a smile not only lifts our spirits, but it heals the body and the soul. It changes all of us. Meet Christina.
I was like, I think all the guys at FaithWorks must be tall people because he was big. And he came in and he sat down in my little chair. It was so cute. And then he asked me, he's like, how are you doing with this? And the way he asked me was like, nobody really asked you how you're handling it. It just, you tell the story with my surgery. And he made me cry. But it was a good cry. So that was my first experience with Dan. So he asked me about church. Do I believe in Jesus? And I'm like, well, I don't want to say I do, because I'm really confused, because you have so many stories, so many different things coming. I'm like, I wasn't raised with religion. So I didn't know. I was honest with them. I said, I'm confused. It really is like the difference between, is it God? Is it Jesus? I mean, who is it? And what is the role? So he talked with me about it. And I'm like, okay. And then he actually, at a later date, had his friend Chad come out. And Chad came out and he actually explained, like, knowing of Jesus and knowing Jesus. There's two different things, and I'm like, I couldn't understand the difference. But Chad put it in such words that I'm like, I get it. I get it now. I understand what you're saying. I didn't know what to believe. When they said they're going to get me a new home, I'm like, do people do that? I really didn't think, because I've never had it done. So I'm like, I'll wait until I see it, because I don't get too excited, be disappointed. So under my trailer, it's always damp. There's always moisture underneath there, and at this point, I've got a lot of carpenter ants, which tells me there's a lot of rotted wood. And I mean, that right now is the issue, and I have a lot of leaks. There's, in the roof, you can see in the trailer where the water's coming through, and it's kind of being held up there. There's plastic and then the ceiling tile, but you can tell it's leaking through there, and it's getting wet at this point. There's the kitchen floor is not finished. It's just plywood. Part of it's plywood, part of it's, linoleum. I don't have any kitchen drawers. It was so wet in there underneath the sink that part was torn out. After we moved in, we had to tear it out. So I don't have that. I don't have carpet down the hallway in the bedrooms. I took it all out because of the mold. When I'm looking back at this, I think, you know what? I didn't do what I was supposed to do. God gave me a chance. I didn't die with that stage 4 cancer and that bleeding that I had. But then once FaithWorks came in and everybody's so happy, I'm like, wow, this is kind of great. So now I'm actually looking forward to meeting neighbors, interacting and watching the kids. The place is beautiful. It's clean. It's a 3-bedroom. The best thing is it's clean and it's fresh, and I'm going to be able to, I feel like I can heal there. And there's so much love put in. I went there one day when there was like 10 people from another church that were just painting away, having a great time. I gave everybody hugs. And I can feel it. I haven't seen or felt happy like this in years. It's been years. And when I saw what everybody's doing, it's just amazing. It's absolutely amazing. I mean, they put new windows in. They have new wood floors. They put laminate floors throughout. In the bathroom, there's new linoleum. They went through, the church people are so wonderful. They went through and cleaned everything. And I'm just so excited, very excited.
We could tell you and show you more testimonials and stories. The list is long. But instead, we invite you to join our journey with prayers and support, because we all need to make a difference in someone's life. Thank you.